Deciding whether to save your marriage or end it. This is the first part of a two-part teleseminar series. The second part is the Hofheimer 7 Secret Strategies, which we will teach you. Since you're here, I know you're concerned and are considering or confronting the reality of divorce. You're worried that the atmosphere of the home is not only harming your child or children, but also it's killing you inside, little by little, each day. You know you need to do something, but you're not sure exactly what that something is. Well, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what you can do to make the best decision for you and your family. I'm nervous. Yep, nervous for me because I'm meeting with you today. But what I'm really nervous about is you. You see, I don't know whether my message for you will get through all the distractions that will occur in the next few minutes. You're trying to figure out either how to save your marriage or end it. And regardless of your decision, you need help acting on your decision. And that worries me because I know what is happening in your life right now. You feel as if you're dying little by little every day. Your hurt, your pain, and the ugliness of it all is relentless. It's as if you have a vice grip on your heart that keeps squeezing. At times you just want to climb into bed, lie in the fetal position, and go to sleep, hoping when you wake up it will all be gone. As if it was just a bad dream. But it is more than a bad dream. It is your life, and it is in tatters. And the tears, they just won't stop until finally you are reduced to sobs. Sobs that go deep into the night and worse, deep into your soul. Why, you ask, is he so hurtful? Doesn't he care even a little bit? With quiet and not so quiet desperation, you're watching your marriage fall apart and you don't know what to do. You're at a crossroads and your uncertainty has your stomach in knots. He says he's not sure if he loves you anymore, or worse yet, he's had an affair, or you suspect that he has. He's become moody. The tension in the home is palpable, and you are worried about the effect of all this on your children. You would like for him to move out, but he has refused. Just when you think you're over him, some trigger in your heart or mind goes off, and you doubt any decision you just made. You are afraid of the adverse effects on your children. You don't have answers to lots of questions, but somehow going to an attorney feels like you have thrown in the towel. Or you're afraid to go to an attorney because somehow he might find out. You are feeling like you are a failure, and he seems driven to make sure you feel that way. You're depressed. The kids seem doubly needy, and you're feeling helpless, hopeless, and trapped. Your family thinks you should hang in there. Your friends think you should bail out. It is so damn hard to make a decision, and it's even harder when the house is close to being financially underwater with a big mortgage, and the 401k lost almost half of its worth and has only regained a little of its lost value. All of this causes your head to feel like it will explode. How did it all turn so bad, you wonder? It is maddening. At least maddening is the term Leanne used when she came to see me. She was at the end of her rope. She was deeply hurt that Mike, her husband, was paying little attention to her. He wanted sex, but not intimacy. She confronted him about some pornography on their computer and some suspicious phone calls he was getting on his cell phone. His reaction was so ugly. With sarcasm oozing from his mouth, he called her a bitch and the C word. He told her that whom he spoke with was none of her damn business and to butt out. When she tried to grab his cell phone, he raised his hand as if to strike her. He lowered his hand but told her to mind her own business or he would put her in her place. He really scared her that night. He seemed to cross some imaginary line where husbands cease loving wives. His voice was cold, becoming almost brutish. When Leanne suggested they separate and work on their marriage, Mike said there was nothing wrong with their marriage if she would lose 20 pounds and keep her effing mouth shut. In frustration, Leanne yelled at Mike and told him, "That's it! I'm going to get a divorce." Mike then said threateningly that if you go to see an attorney, he would make her life absolutely miserable forever. He told her he would not pay her a cent of alimony, and no court would make him do so because Leanne was perfectly capable of working. And as the last indignity, Mike told Leanne she was a lousy mother and he was going to fight her for custody. Yep, Mike pulled the trump card. The ultimate fear every mother has going through a divorce, a custody battle. Leanne was devastated and afraid. Having withdrawn from her friends more and more as her marriage deteriorated, she was worried because she did not know how to get out of her predicament. She was feeling trapped with no exit strategy. Mike wouldn't go to a therapist, and their interactions were short, ugly, and oozing with bitterness. What to do? So here Leanne sat, looking at me, tears welling up in her eyes. As the words poured from her mouth, simply said, Leanne was saying, "Help me." And you're probably feeling the exact same way. You're on this call today because what you have been doing has not been working. I know what you're doing is not working. Look, the hunter husband, unlike the caregiver wife, is by instinct a predator. And when a predator senses weakness like indecision or uncertainty, he is strengthened in his resolve to dominate. So, since what you're doing now is not working, your husband is strengthened and feeling empowered. I'm going to show you some strategies in these 2 sessions and tactics that will help change the balance of power for you. In the next few minutes, you will be strengthened and emboldened in your knowledge and resolve, either to save your marriage or end it. Since we only have a few minutes, I'm going to be flying through everything we have to cover. Frankly, no matter how fast you take notes, I'm going to be moving so fast you're not going to get it all down. But don't worry or get frustrated. At the end of the series, I'm going to tell you how you can get a recording of this call absolutely free of charge, something I'm only offering to people who are on the call today. That way, you can listen to it again and catch any points you may have missed the first time round. Before we go further, let me introduce myself. I'm Charlie Hofheimer. That's Hofheimer. I've been an attorney for 40 years, and I exclusively represent women only in divorce and custody, along with my wife of 46 years, Diane, who is a paralegal and who helped me start our law firm. Diane and I work with our lawyer daughter, Kristen Hofheimer, as well as 8 other outstanding attorneys and 13 professional staff who together make up the women's only divorce and custody law firm of the Hofheimer Family Law Firm. As for my credentials as a lawyer, I have been selected as a Virginia Family Law super lawyer by Law and Politics, a division of Thomson Reuters out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. You can see the super lawyers at www.superlawyer.com. I also enjoy the highest rating possible, which is a 10, by www.avvo, a lawyer rating service where the ratings are based on your career accomplishments, peer review, and consumer review. I authored the book, What Every Virginia Woman Should Know About Divorce, and co-authored the book, What Every Virginia Military Spouse Should Know About Divorce. Additionally, for over 20 years, I have conducted a monthly seminar, What Every Woman Should Know About Divorce. But helping women dealing with divorce issues does not mean not saving marriages. I believe part of my responsibility as a divorce attorney is helping to save marriages as well as undo them. Every working day, I or someone in our firm is helping a woman with the difficult decision of what she should do about her marriage. Many of our clients have chosen to save their marriage, and many have chosen to end it. What is important to us is that we provide women like you with the best advice we can as you sort through your options. So, enough about books, seminars, and us. Let's talk about you. There's a saying that I have adopted as a mantra for the women whose lives I have helped by either working with them to save their marriage or working with them to end their marriage. The mantra or saying is, you are chosen only if you choose. Write that down. You are chosen only if you choose. You see, whatever course your life takes from today forward will be in large measure determined by the choices you make, not the choices of your husband. I'm going to be very direct with you and do not expect that you will like everything I say. But what I am going to say is truth, and truth can be difficult to swallow sometimes. It's kind of like a doctor telling you you have some disease. You may not like that truth, but it is true. The question is, what are you going to do about it? So remember, Leanne, sitting in my office with tears welling up in her eyes as she sought my help, she was feeling desperate and unsure of what to do. So we talked, or rather Leanne talked, for almost half an hour discussing the details that had led her to realize that her problem was bigger than she was, and she needed help. And that is often the first truth we have to confront. Sometimes our problems are bigger than we are, and it's okay to seek guidance from people who are professionals or experts in what they do. With Leanne, she was getting a lot of advice, some of it conflicting, so the conflicting information was paralyzing her decision-making. How we remedied that was to take the problems she was confronting and outline them in a series of blocks on one of our creative thinking software programs. By breaking down each issue she was dealing with into a series of independent, manageable problems, we then were better able to articulate the issues within each problem and work on how best to address the sub-issues. Even more importantly, we could determine who might best work with her to help her address each issue or problem. With some issues, her therapist was the best professional to help her. With other issues, it was a family member. With some issues, it was a member of his family. What Leanne left with was the beginnings of a plan of solving her problem with the help of a trained mentor. But Leanne left with a lot more than an outline of issues and a list of people to help her with specific problems. What you should know is that I have dealt with these problems a lot, especially these last 2 years. Many couples are living together under the same roof while deciding the future of their relationship. Other couples, wanting to get divorced, are forced by their economic situation to try and live separate and apart under the same roof. It is maddening. In our next edition of this teleseminar, we will deal with the 7 specific secret strategies on how to handle your husband and achieve the very best outcome for you. This concludes our teleseminar, one of our 2-part teleseminar series.